can affect gait and link to pain. So it's clear, you know, if you walk around any local park, that there's a huge variation in kind of shapes and sizes of dogs that you see around, both kind of, you know, between different breeds and also within breeds. So Gemma, tell us about some of the most common conformation abnormalities you encounter in your day-to-day work.
Where do I start with that one? First of all, I should say, kind of, we shouldn't confuse conformation with posture. So conformation, as you quite rightly said at the beginning, is how the dog is put together. It's their overall structure and shape, from bones to where the muscles lay, shape of head, ears, eyes, you know, and yeah, how the dog is put together in the dog factory, like I would like to call it. And posture is how the dog chooses to position themselves, and that could be purely for comfort or to kind of make themselves feel more comfortable kind of in day-to-day stuff, whether that's standing and drinking or eating out of a bowl, or lying down, or just sitting, or what have you. But for me, the conformational things that I see a lot of, so we have a lot of crooked fronts. So, you know, these, it's called fiddle front, Queen Anne legs. I think it's also termed as angular limb deformities in its most severe form. So that's with the front limbs. And then going on in the back end is cow-hocks for me. So that's where the dog, when you view it directly from behind, makes this hourglass figure. So the toes and the knees point outwards, and the hocks point inwards together. And yeah, these dogs will move differently to compensate for those conformation abnormalities, and they might be subtle. They're not subtle to me, or any of my guys that I've had on the course. However, but to the normal pet parent, they might think, you know, that's just the way that their dog is. But yeah, I mean, we can definitely tell by the way a dog is put together actually how they might move and how that might affect them. So it's really interesting. There's not one dog that I see when I go out my front door now that I'm not seeing something and I'm like, oh my God, this is this is scary. There's so many broken dogs out there. So that you know, people are kind of unaware that their dog is struggling.